All right, we are at our site. We have leveled our RV. And as we mentioned earlier, we have made sure we have plenty of space for our slide out here on the side, as well as our slide out here on the back. So our next step is going to be connect our utilities. I'm going to go ahead and get my gloves on here. So we're going to be connecting our sewer first, then our water, and our power. All right, everything you're going to need for connecting your sewer is going to be in this container here. We have 2 hoses. Depending on your campsite, you may need both. Typically, you're only going to need one of these hoses. Okay. So this is our sewer outlet connection port right here. Turn both of these. Have a little latch here to hold the cover open while we're working on this. Okay, so we're going to look in here. All right, so first thing we're going to do is remove this cover. This is our connection port. So we'll take our hose, we'll remove this temporary cover. And you can see these small hooks, and they're going to latch around these knobs, very similar to this cover right here. So you're going to push it on, and you're going to twist it, and it will lock into place. I want to make sure we have a good connection here. We don't want any unexpected leaks. Okay, so in here, you have a gray valve and a black valve. The gray valve connects to a tank for all of the water coming from your sink and shower. This black valve connects to a tank for the toilets. On this campsite, we do not have a full sewer connection. So while I'm parked here, I'm only going to open this gray valve and let the water from the sink and the shower go out on the ground. Now, even if you are connected to a site where you can connect the sewer directly to a connection, you are still going to leave the black valve closed and only open the gray valve. We'll go over that more in a minute. So I'm going to take this other end off. Just going to stretch this out. Now, in order to keep this hose flowing freely, we will want to elevate it with this device here. What this does is it allows the hose to flow at a gradual angle to avoid low points that would catch debris or anything else. Okay. Now, for the amount of this video, I am going to show you how you would connect this end to a sewer outlet point.
Which most full hookup campsites have that.
So we have a couple of different parts down here. If at all possible, we want to use this one because this will show you if water is flowing freely or if there's some type of an issue. So you remove this cover here, connect it to the end of your hose, and then this connector here allows you, it has a threaded connection here for 2, 3, and 4 inch pipe, so you can connect this, screw it in if you have that type of a connection, and this one will simply lock on. That's your most ideal connection. Sometimes the hookups aren't made quite that well and you'll just have to drop this in. But really, that's how that end hooks up. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the black water valve stays closed unless you need to empty the black tank. And the reason being is you want that black tank to be full, so when you pull the valve, it flushes everything out, the liquid and the solid. If you keep that valve open, the liquid will drain out and the solids stay in the tank. That makes a lot of work to clean it out. So if you're at a full connection site, maybe it's been about 2 days, that would be a good time to come out and just open this valve and allow everything to flow out. And that will probably take 5 minutes or so and that tank will be empty. Then you come back and close that valve. If you're not at a full connection site, Once you pack up and are ready to leave, they'll have what's called a dump station near the exit of the RV park. And you'll reconnect this hose, put it into their dump station, and do that same thing. Open this black water valve and allow everything to flow out. Okay, so our sewer's connected. We've opened our gray water valve. We're good to go there. Next thing we're going to connect is our city water connection. As you can see, this is a white hose here. We have a white hose to help us remember this is the hose we use for our city water connection. We have another black hose in this box for cleaning things and all of that. This hose is only for city water connection. We don't want to contaminate anything. All right, so now that we have our water hose connected, we're going to go ahead and open our valve, flush the hose as well as whatever might be coming up through this water connection. May have been a few weeks or a few months since someone has used this connection. We'll let it flow for a few minutes. All right, that's good. We're going to go ahead and turn this back off. We'll connect our water filter to the hose first. You see, you have to turn the filter onto the hose to connect it. So if you connect the filter first, it's not going to connect very well. So we're going to be connecting right here where it says City Water Connection. See, there are some other places to connect. We have this one over here. We have this one here. There's another place up in here, but City Water Connection, that's what we're doing right now. And then this black nut on the RV will turn so you can tighten it down. Bring it down so it's nice and snug. And then we can check that for leaks. So we'll come over here and turn this on. All right, our water system is pressurized. Our next step will be to connect our power. Now I'm going to pull out a few things here and show you that we have a few different options depending on which type of a power connection you may have at your RV site. Okay, most RV sites are set up with either a 30 amp connection that looks like this, 3 prongs, or a 50 amp connection that looks like this with 4 prongs. All right, we're going to go over and look at what type of connection we have here. So right here, this is where our power is going to connect. All right, as you can see, that's 3 prong, set up for a 30 amp connection. So on this one, we won't need to use our adapter, but we are going to use our ground fault protection, surge protection device for our RV. This will protect the electronics and the control boards on the RV. So we're going to plug this in first, and then we will plug in the power cord to this one here. And then we will simply bring this over to the RV. I like to get the tangles out of it so it lays nice and flat. Okay, this is our power connection here. It says 30 amp supply. That's what we're bringing in. Just open this cover, plug it in. This is your top where it has the label. Bring it in there, twist it a little. And then this ring here, you tighten this down. That holds it from accidentally coming out while you're connected. All right, so there you have it. That's your water, your sewer, and your power connections.